There's a a quote I heard from Alan Watts, um, who said something along the lines of, y- you can either believe that nothing is conscious, right? Nothing is there's no magic. Nothing's conscious. We're just a whole bunch of electrons and electric signals and whatever, and that's it. We're fancy computers, and so is everything else, down to a dog and a cat and a rock, right? Or everything is conscious, everything is magical, and we have these abilities that come from who knows where, can't be explained, or at least we can't explain them now. But a cat is also conscious, and a rock is conscious. Maybe it's a lesser version of consciousness, but if you hit a rock with a hammer, it makes a sound. It, quote, knows how to make a sound. That's built into the consciousness of the rock, based on the rock size and shape and composition or whatever, right? Now, even he goes on to say, like, even regardless of whether one is right or wrong, accurate or not, it sure is a lot more fun to live in a world where everything is conscious. It's just more fun if everything is conscious. It is beneficial, even if it's not accurate, to believe that you live in a world where everything is conscious. It is beneficial to you and your life and your soul because of how open that feels.
Yeah, the expensive nature of the energetic field.
Right.
Think about what it feels.
And this
to start to narrow down parameters and start thinking narrower and narrower and narrower, right, as opposed to start expanding your parameters and goes, what else is out there that is possible that I have not, one, faced, or two, allowed to be there?
Right. And I don't see this as just, fake it till you make it, believe it for the sake of, believing it. But I think there's really something to that.
Well, you don't have to fake it till you make it. I think the only thing you have to do in order to be able to go into the field of more potential for yourself, not for sake of anybody else, or to one, if nothing else, to start to be happier in your life, is to actually go into the spots of your personal being where you had these experiences that normal world would have considered abnormal.
Mm-hmm. Something, quote, unexplained.
Unexplained, right? Unsolved, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And start facing your reality as that. I would bet that there's probably almost no people on Earth out of 8 billion of us right now, or 9.2, that have not had this at least one time, some sort of experience where you went, that was strange. I can't really explain that.
What story would it be super awkward and embarrassing and uncomfortable to tell to your boss? Not some personal traumatic story, but some experience that you had that would be unexplainable. Right.
No, but think about this.
More
people want to share those than anything else. You get so excited to share those stories.
Right.
Even though for the most part, depending on the circle that you roll in, I shouldn't say that because they're going to think I'm crazy. But that is your truth. Right. The fact that you had that story, the fact that you had your experience, that is where your truth is buried. And unless you choose to live in that truth, you're living a lie.